Greg Kelser has run his youth basketball camp for over 46 years, debuting it in 1977 at West Bloomfield High School and continuing its legacy ever since. And with me live on the Splash to talk more about this camp is the man himself, Mr. Gregory Kelser. Thank you for being here, Mr. Kelser. Special K.
Yeah, good morning, and thank you. Thank you for having me on.
Yeah, okay, so I want to be honest. I just want to have a conversation with you now. I've had you on, talked to you before. 46 years, am I reading this right? 46 years you've been doing this? Why? What's the motivation?
This is actually our 48th year. We started in 1978 at the West Bloomfield Jewish Community Center. It was you said 1977. You're not totally off there. Actually, it was in 1977 that I worked the Dick Vitale Bob Lanier basketball camp at West Bloomfield High School. And I came away from that feeling like I could do it too.
Gotcha.
I was 20 years old when I did my first camp, and I've been doing them ever since. It's been really gratifying to know that maybe in some small way we've had impact on people now that are 60 years old, if I will, if you will. Yeah, because it's been that long. My first camp, I was 20. My oldest campers were 15, so they're just, a few years younger than me now. But that's the legacy. And, it's really nice to hear them say, well, you know what, I remember you doing this, or you saying this, and, it helped change my attitude towards education or, work ethic and having a good attitude. So that's what the camp is really all about. We teach a lot of basketball, but we also like to take pride in the life skills that we're able to extend as well.
And I want to ask you about that as well. That's good that you brought that up. By the way, the camp will be held July 21st through the 25th, if I'm not mistaken, 9 a.m., 2:30 p.m., West Bloomfield High School, boys and girls aged 7 to 17. Now, I want to ask you about that. 7 to 17 seems like a very random number, but why specifically those ages of 7 to 17?
Well, 7 will include kids that are in the second grade, and 17 will include kids that are probably moving into their senior years of high school. And when you've got a facility as big and as nice as the West Bloomfield High School, then you can have the adequate separation. The young kids are with the young kids, the older kids are with the older kids, and they don't intersect, they don't get in each other's way, and everybody comes away feeling fully fulfilled and again, feeling like they have been able to get the individual attention that they might need. We pride ourselves on that as well with a wonderful 10-to-1 coach to camper ratio, 1 coach to every 10 campers.
Okay.
And
nice.
And it's a good mix. It's a really good mix. It's proven to be really beneficial, we see, for the youngsters, the boys and girls. And that's the other thing, sometimes the girls will play with the guys if they feel they're good enough. And we've had some camps where the girls are really, really stars.
Let's go.
The guys. But typically we try to keep everybody in their skill level. That's the thing,
okay.
your skill level.
Interesting. Rather than just dividing them up by girl and boy, skill level. I love that, regardless, because it kind of helps everybody stay sharp as well. Couple other things I want to ask you about. We talked about the off court, some of the factors in regards to that and some of those skills. What do you believe is the most important off the court lesson that you give to your campers?
That their education is essential. This is something I learned from my parents, who were 100% behind my athletic endeavors. But they constantly preached to me how all of those are privileges, but that the education aspect is essential, and it's the one thing that will carry me the furthest. And, they were talking about it, even if I were to go on and play professional sports, I wouldn't be able to do it forever, and your education will come into play at some point. They were exactly right.
Yeah.
And all of my coaches, we all have gone the path. I have some coaches who played in the NBA, others who played college basketball, many of whom coach now in some aspect of basketball, would be at AAU or high school or recreationally. So they know the game, but but they also know how important it is to develop the entire individual and not just the athletic part of a child. I am a staunch supporter of having a great attitude and the work ethic that you put into being a good basketball player or a good athlete. You must exceed that effort and have even greater determination in the classroom on a daily basis. That's your job right now, first and foremost.
Yep, and it means so much more coming from a professional like yourself, Mr. Kelser, and we appreciate you for providing that opportunity and that information. One thing out of my personal curiosity I want to ask, the WNBA announced the expansion in the city of Detroit, possibly the return of the Shock. How do you feel about that, your initial reactions? How do you feel like that will impact the youth girls basketball in the Metro Detroit area as well?
Well, I think it's wonderful. You know, I remember when I was in high school, I used to help out with the girls' team. Myself and two of my teammates, we did it for two reasons. We did it so that we could stay in the gymnasium. And we also had great interest in the girls and their progress and learning the game. And the game has come so very far since then. Yeah. And I've actually called a lot of WNBA games myself as a broadcaster, including the WNBA finals in 3 different years. So I have a great appreciation for the game and the opportunities that it provides for young girls who can now, like the boys, aspire to be professional athletes and to be professional basketball players. I think it's wonderful.
Correct.
And it's great to have the Shock back here because you cannot write or tell the WNBA's history up to this point without
the Shock. Let's go.
Having serious chapter or two about the success of the Detroit Shock when they were here, 10 or so, 12 years ago.
Yeah, me and my coworkers talk about it all the time, man. It's written in stone in history, and true Detroit fans know all about it. Hey, Mr. Kelser, we're short on time, but we appreciate you so much. Wish we could ask you more, but thank you again for being here and for your time. Once again, Mr. Gregory Kelser talking about his basketball camp that will be held at West Bloomfield High School, July 21st through the 25th, 9 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. for girls and boys ages 7 to 17. Thank you again so much for your time, sir.
Thank you, and you do a great job, too. Congratulations.